Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is American Farmlands. This is a new mod map out by TK Farms. It's 49.42 megabytes to download. There are no contracts available on this map. There's no biogas plant on this map. There are 100 collectibles and there's a custom list of things that have been added in. One part of that I can't find. However, that being said, there goes the train. If you are into big American style maps, if you want your fields to be big, and when I say big I mean absolutely monumentally huge. I can't remember what the map was on FS17 or FS19 that basically just had 2 fields on it. This is like that. This is a real sandbox map designed for you to be able to do whatever you want on it. My first thought, and this is bizarre, was what if you mowed all of it and had like massive silage clamps and just did a, honestly. But then I thought, well, you could do the same with cotton or with corn, or honestly, it's crazy. So let's start off here. Sleep trigger is just here. We've got a pickup, we've got a barn with some equipment in it, and we've got a silo over the back there. 980,000 litre. It's a I'll say 3608, and we've got some more start equipment here. On New Farmer it's 582 slots. On Farm Manager and Start from Scratch it's 578. Difference is, I should have gone back up here really. Difference is, on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch you don't start with any buildings at all. I got rid of all the machinery and equipment as well, just to see what I could get the slot count down to, and I got it down to 468, and it looked like this. So the other thing to talk about is probably build mode, mods. Under build mode and mods we've got nothing under sheds, but under silos, as I said, we've got out on the end there, under American Farmlands mod, flat bottom bin, 3608, 980,000 litres. We've then got under farmhouses, we've got a farmhouse, and then we've got under landscaping and painting, I always put it down as textures, but this is an interesting one. I think Alien Jim was one of the first people that did this, and a couple of other people have done it. You can create a ploughed field using this texture. So if you don't want to spend ages ploughing fields or creating fields, I'm not sure if it still works the same way as it does on gyms, that if you do that and you've got stones on, when you then plough it after that you won't get any stones come through. So that's something to be aware of. You might want to plough yourself, or you can paint them. But this one also comes with a create field cultivated, so you can do either cultivated field or ploughed field if you want to, and there's a few other textures there. And then if we go along to plants, there's quite a few plants been added in under American Farmlands mod. Now that's it for the mods that have been added in. Let's have a look at the map. So initial thoughts when you look, you've got the road running west to east or east to west. There's a railway line that runs the same way. Actually, the railway line does go east to west. And then you've got a road going north-south with some stuff at the bottom. So potentially, this entire map, you could have 4 huge fields. I mean, absolutely massive. The thought of that blows your mind, and what blows my mind, you start thinking about this, the equipment, the machinery, the amount you would need. But you don't have to do it like that, because if you click on here you can buy it in chunks. The smaller fields, I say smaller plots should I say, are down the centre section, with your medium sized fields going across. So you've got your vertical and your horizontal, and then they start to get a little bit bigger on the northern part of the map. Southern part of the map is when you're getting the bigger ones, right the way down to plot 61 there, which is over 1 million, but only just over 1 million when you consider the size of it. The smaller plots down the middle, you're looking at 108 grand, what's that one, 96, 95, around 100 odd. These ones are sitting about 347, 350, 380, around that. These ones across the middle, 194, so just under 200, and these ones sitting about 580, 600, somewhere around there. So like I say, you can start off with the field you start off with. A new farmer, you start with this plot here with field 31. That's yours. There are no contracts available because there are no fields. There's nothing on here good to go already. So you could just come on here put some money in and you could buy everything and do your own fields, or you could gradually work your way across buying up plots as you go. You could also, if you don't want to go for massive fields, because it is a proper sandbox environment, you could build up your own towns because the slot count's pretty low as well. You could put your own production chains in, your own mills, your own factories, your own, you could put your own section of forests in. You can pretty much build it how you want. My initial thought wasn't that. My initial thought was massive harvests on truly colossal fields, which is absolutely crazy. Anyway, start equipment. Got John Deere tucked away in here. There's a Volga trailer around the back there. A couple of augers to work with the grain bin there. One for going up for putting in, one for taking out if you want. We got our seeder, cultivator. I say big plough. I mean, you look out across there and think, is it? But also, because you've got meadow grass here, like I say, you imagine mowing all of it. You'd have to do it by hand because there's no field edges. I don't think you better hire a worker until you created your own fields, and maybe that would work. But honestly, that's craziness. Then we've got a barn here. This isn't a workshop, and this doesn't have the pits or anything like that. As you can see, it's kind of concreted in. Another John Deere in here with our harvester and harvester header tucked away there. And that's it for the start equipment. So what we'll do, we'll jump in the pickup. The train, when we get to that end, so we're on the western side of the map at the moment, we're going to head east and then south first, to the first cluster of sell points. But again, there's that thing of, there are so many mods, so many sell points, so many production chains available now in the mod hub. It's almost, I've said this before, and I keep saying that, sorry, but you've got maps that are good to go and you can just get on and play. My mind automatically went to massive harvests. For some people, the thought of a map like this, of having to create everything yourself, can be a bit too much. Some people think, I don't know where to start. I wouldn't know where to start. I don't know what to place where. There's always that worry, but what if I place stuff in the wrong place? The thing about it is, there's no right or wrong place. It really doesn't matter. It's your map. Do what you like with it. Whatever you do, before you place anything, save the game first. If you put something down and think, actually I don't like it there, go back to your previous save game. Don't save it when you come out and come back in again. Same with any landscaping. You can landscape this however you want. It's a kind of no man's land. I mean, no man's land had plots with trees and rocks and stuff. This is nothing. I mean, Western Wilds was the same. That had a bit more on it. It's kind of almost Flatlands, was it, on FS19? A little bit like that. You've got a bit of a sweep to the terrain. It goes up either side as well, so it's not all just billiard table flat. But over here, we've got Larson Stockyard. That's a sort of bale sell point, your grass, hay, straw type stuff. We've got our animal dealer point just there. You can see dotted around collectibles, so there are 100 dotted around. And we've got our vehicle shop and workshop just here, and this is also the reset point. I was going to say there's a placeables point there, but let's be honest, the whole map is a placeables point, which is absolutely crazy. This is going to be up there as one of the shorter mod reviews, map tours I think I've done. I honestly don't know where to. I wouldn't know where to begin. I would come on here and I would be freaked out. I'd probably want to spend a good week planning out what I was going to do, kind of thing. Or, like I say, just do 4 massive fields and do the biggest harvests I've ever done, you know. I suppose you could start off and do a few small ones and gradually build up your machinery and equipment. That would be a bit of a challenge, I think. But anyway, from here, I didn't stop, should have done. We're now heading east. There's not much else to say, really. So, train's heading past now. On its way to Jacksonburg. On our left-hand side, we've got Ag Land or AG Land sell point just here. And then across the road, we've got the AG Land or Ag Land train depot, which we'll get around to in just a second. That's actually, I might as well just have another look now. Rather than having it putting in and taking out there. It's in and out is both there. Before I head round the front, I've suddenly remembered I said about the custom stuff. So it says custom map features. Additional paintable textures we've talked about. Additional paintable foliage we've looked at. Paintable fields we've looked at. Midwest US seasonal weather integrated. If we go to our weather, that's been included. It does say custom crop prices. It doesn't say whether it's custom crop calendar. I think that's a fairly standard one. It does say custom soil maps. If you're doing precision farming, it's got a custom soil map. But where I'm puzzled, it says custom animal food for sheep, cows and chickens. Now if we go into our build mode here, go to our animals and look at each of the pens, there's nothing unusual there or custom that I can see. Pigs, sheep, although that's sheep barn, that is saying silage, isn't it? So maybe it is. Chickens has added corn in, right? So it has. So rather than just having wheat, barley and sorghum, there's corn added in for chickens. Cows, what's different about that? That seems fairly standard. Was there anything extra on pigs? Not that I can tell. Horses is pretty much the same. But sheep, yeah, silage. That's interesting. But if we come out of there, because the other thing I was looking for was under vehicles. If we go down to animals and look at our mixer wagons, the mixer wagons here for cows aren't showing anything different to be put in. That's your standard things you would normally put in for your mixer wagon. So yeah, it's obviously the chickens and the sheep, definitely. So anyway, yeah, around this side we've got the rent train point. I did click on that a little while ago, so the train has finally arrived. There's your rent train point. Let that head off again. And that's the map. That's American Farmlands by TK Farms. I hope your creative juices are flowing and you're thinking of all sorts of crazy and zany ideas you can do. Even like I say, even if you just decide to have 4 gargantuan fields and do what you like, or you've got plans for how you're going to change this and make the map your own, it's entirely up to you. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.